Flashing lights in the dark Daytona. Engines scream till the wild hearts succumb. Virtual roads where the asphalt sweat fire, chasing glory through the chaos of desire. Your TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment is stream. No TV, we're living the dream. Roaring engines, pixels bursting like flames. Digital warriors, no face, just names. Science going for the sweet finish line. Sweat-soaked battles outside space and time. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment is stream. No TV, we're living the dream. Roaring engines, pixels bursting like flames. Digital warriors, no face, just names. Tires calling for the sweet finish line. Sweat-soaked battles outside space and time. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment is stream. No TV, we're living the dream. Strap me in, fuel me with untamed speed. Data in the storm, all the rush I need. Glitches on the edge, chaos in the stream. Sim racing paradise, unraveling the sea. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment is stream. No TV, we're living the dream. Flashing lights in the dark Daytona. Engines scream till the wild hearts succumb. Virtual roads where the asphalt sweat fire, chasing glory through the chaos of desire. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment is stream. No TV, we're living the dream. Roaring engines, pixels bursting like flames. Digital warriors, no face, just names. Science going for the sweet finish line. Sweat-soaked battles outside space and time. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment is stream. No TV, we're living the dream. Roaring engines, pixels bursting like flames. Digital warriors, no face, just names. Tires calling for the sweet finish line. Sweat-soaked battles outside space and time. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment is stream. No TV, we're living the dream. Touch me along the range, fuel burns wild. Your TV lights up the endless night. Fight to fight, we live the speed. No TV feeds our endless need. Heartbeats pound and engines cry. Best broadcast under the virtual sky. Turn the wheel, feel the breakneck roll. Sim racers tearing through the thunder soul. Gear shifts crack like a lightning storm. Digital warriors breaking the norm. Turn the wheel, feel the breakneck roll. Sim racers tearing through the thunder soul.
And welcome to Nerd TV for another OTSS Select Series race live from the Daytona International Speedway for race number 1 of season 2 of this great league that we've known as for the OTSS Select Series. And we had our duels last week. This time it's race time for the Support Men's Mental Health 188. Sponsored by Old Dogs Racing, and we'll touch that up here in just a second as we get our Icon Apparel Company Countdown to Green underway. Here's the weather and stuff on the track. 68 degrees in the skies, 81 track temp. That's a cooler day than what I'm experiencing in 45 minutes south of Daytona, but we'll take what we get here. 13-mile-an-hour winds, partly cloudy. And there's your weather for today's race. My name is Jeremy Stanley, aka Jay Swifty on the internet. To my right-hand side, partner, producer, man of 1,000 hats plus one, Mr. Dustin Loxton, aka Ballistic. What's going on, man?
Ready to get the excitement going. This is the biggest build-up. I mean, it always is. It's the big build-up in real life racing with speed weeks. It's a big build-up when you start the season off at Daytona. Here, you know, at in the sim world as well. It's a huge deal. We ran the dual races last week, so last Tuesday, dual race 1, dual race 2. We also had our pole qualifying last week, and it's all culminating to this event right now, the Support Men's Mental Health 188, sponsored by Old Dogs Racing. Jeremy, it's gonna be a banger for sure.
Yeah, we don't have any points to go over. We're just gonna, ride this 2.5 mile race.
No qualifying either. Like it's all set. Like we're riding this. Yeah, we're riding this out straight to the grid.
Straight to it. I got 2 minutes and 14 seconds before we grid for this thing here. So, just gonna brief just a touch bit on why we're supporting the men's mental health kind of thing here tonight. This is sponsored by Old Dogs Racing, specifically Danny White, and he had lost his dad when he was in his 20s, and it's one of those things where men aren't supposed to speak up back in the day, and so things happen, men's mental health kind of trickles down, and you can start feeling some type of way, and you can't really talk about it. You're not supposed to. Well, it's 2026. We can do that now. And it's more popular than ever to bring up health. Doesn't matter if it's men or women. So he really wanted to just bring that to light a little more to start off this season. So that's why we're calling it the Men's Mental Health 188, presented by Old Dogs Racing. And Dustin, we got about a minute left in this practice session. So we're going to try to get into a rhythm of doing this each and every single week. But we're going to national anthem this thing right just before grid. So we'll be right back. And that was your national anthem here. Just the perfect time to bring these trucks to grid here in the matter of the next 5 seconds or such. Hope you guys are ready for a fantastic race at the virtual Daytona on the iRacing service. And here we go. Grid formation underway. So here's the starting lineup for the opening race of the 2026 Season 2 event at Daytona. Stephen Hayes, Donnie Honeycutt going to take P1 and P2 here this evening. Second row is going to be Abram Ghostin, followed by Tyler Honeycutt in P4. Third row, we're going to find Jacob Grant in P5. Danny White going to be starting in 6th place. 7th place will be Joshua Altus. Into his outside in 8th place, Brad Miner. P9, row 5 is going to be Michael Pratt in the 88. Bobby Mantle is going to complete out the round, or top 10 rather. 11th place will be Jackson Clark on the 31. Ross Tatum in 12th. 13th place, you'll find Steven Abased. 14th place to the outside, Logan Breakey. Row 8 and 15th, Jason Pick, and to his outside, Alejandro Khan in the 47. Row 9 and 17th, Mr. Steven Rada, and to his outside, Jared Hammond in 18th. And to complete the top 20, Ronnie Hurst in the 33, Dustin Franklin in the 74. 21st place, Paulie Torrance in truck 6, Dave Harrington, and also the 66. Row 12 and 23rd will be Jonathan Hammond in the 92, DJ Honeycutt in P24. 25th place, Jonathan Gaston. 26th place will be Will Bustler. Row 14 and 27th, Chris Harrington and Carson Osborne in 28th. And that is 14 rows, 28 entries, 1 pace lap, and then we're going 75 green flag laps here at Daytona.
Yeah, and we do have a Brez Coffee Co. caffeine team on board camera as well. And this one here, none other than Bobby Mantle and Jeremy. This is a cool one because we can actually see his view from inside the cockpit running full VR. So you're going to see all the humps, bumps, motions when he looks to the left out his window net, looks to the right out of his passenger side window. And it'd be kind of a cool little view that we get here. We'll have to see if we can't chime in on that right when he's in the middle of mid-pack 3 wide.
That's kind of a badass view, not going to lie there. Look at that. Inside the cockpit. Even get to see his UI. So there you go. You can tell he's not running a custom UI. That is all iRacing. He does what I do, Dustin. He runs everything right just below the dash hood line area.
Yep, I do the same thing. The exact same thing.
It is so convenient to stack it. I did it in the GT3 Mustang, and ever since then I've been just copying, pasting it. Every car, of course, with some minor adjustments to keep it underneath that windshield line. I love to see it. We're going to continue to bring that up throughout this race for the 75 laps. Support men's mental health. 188 presented by Old Dogs Racing is going to be underway here in just a matter of a couple seconds. Pace truck down, throttles out there ready. Green flags in the air. 2026 Season 2 opener underway.
Yeah, good clean start by your first 2 rows there. And again, your front row, that was locked in by qualifying. Your second row locked in by virtue of the dual races. And then your inside row, so that is going to be the 94 Joshua Altus on back, was all locked in by their finishing position of dual 1. And then everybody on back behind the, what is that, the 27 of Mr. No, the 27 was, he was locked in, so.
Mr. Jacob Grant.
Jacob Grant's there, so that'd be Danny White. Everybody from Danny White behind Tyler Honeycutt was locked in based off finishing position of dual race number 2. But Jeremy, as it sits now, side by side, single file, all trucks. Momentum is pretty much stalemated right now. So big battle right now between your front row sitters. Stephen Hayes on the inside in the 13, 22. Donnie Honeycutt leading the outside.
Yeah, still by two all the way through. No one venturing into the third lane just yet. Even the back half of the field kind of just holding their ground here through turn 2, lap number 2. Looking backwards from the 13, Stephen Hayes, as he's right on the inside line, getting a nice little shove there by second in line, Jacob Grant. Get a nice little shove by Mr. Altus himself, too. As we go through turns 3 and 4, still 2 by 2 by 2. Very clean opening couple laps to start the season.
Yeah, very close racing on that inside line, Jeremy, and that's why you can see they kind of lurch forward there through the corner. You've seen Tyler Honeycutt kind of give a little bit of space between himself and the 22 of Donnie Honeycutt, and that top line kind of fell back, but now the momentum is starting to build. 22 Donnie Honeycutt is clear. Does he stick the high side or cut down? He elects to stick on that high side in front of the 45 of Tyler Honeycutt.
A little bit of space on the outside, deep in the field, but up front, still just like how he started. Not a single position change to be found. Oh, here we go. Maybe a 3-wide effort to start. Mr. Steven Rada getting bored back there behind Alejandro Khan. Going to go the first driver to go 3-wide.
Mr. I'm going to ride around in the back is doing everything but riding around in the back.
He did absolutely say that. Mr. Riding in the back, a.k.a. 3-wide by himself on the top, utilizing that truck side draft that he's getting to maintain his position. I don't know if he's going to be able to advance, but he's maintaining. Alejandro trying to get down 53. Jason Pick, finally gets to squeak to the inside because the 47 now on the outside. Back to 2 wide here. Lap 3.5 underway.
Yeah, that high line still building that momentum. Little bit of separation between Tyler Honeycutt and Danny White. And you see that separation and what it cost them going into the corner there. That low line a little bit more organized, a little bit tighter and more closely packed up. They sit here and close that gap. Stephen Hayes lurches ahead now on that lead, but on turn 4 exit, back neck and neck again at the line, and it is that close. Donnie Honeycutt going to take that one.
Let's go on board the Brez Coffee Co. driver cam, Bobby Mantle. Let's see what it looks like after a couple laps in these trucks. He's 5th in the line, 10th place overall. Let's see if we can't get a look on his VR headset. I said I was going to come back to this, and by golly, I'm going to be doing such. And here he is looking to the inside, looking straight ahead, checking the virtual mirror. I never run that thing, actually, so it's kind of cool. He's doing that. And he's going to keep his head looking straight for the most part. He knows who's behind him.
And Jeremy,
Might see another check to the inside.
You can't really see it all too much, but he's also checking on his left side to see how close the car is, but he's also checking the A-pillar mirror there as well. There's a small A-pillar mirror there to help them on their blind side on the left, and he is checking the virtual mirror, and I agree. That is a cool way running the actual in-car mirror like that. You and I think probably both run that virtual mirror that just stays dead center on our screen the whole time. So kind of a cool concept.
100% here. Through turn 2 this time. Love that. Appreciate you, Mr. Mantle, for bringing that to our broadcast feed here this evening. Maybe we'll get that every single week. It is hard to get a driver to commit every single week to one of those views because it requires them to put extra work instead of practice. So we really just want to thank you for letting us peep into your vision there. As we're going back to the front, 13-22 still side by side. We got some YouTube chats too, Dustin, and our Twitch. We got affiliates, so you're going to see some commercials roll through there from time to time. And that's just because you guys watching our stuff makes it a great thing for us on this side to help further our production. And so we got Juan Rest Repo saying, let's go Infield Legends. And you got Monica saying also, let's go Infield Legends, Infield Legends, Infield Legends everywhere on the YouTube side. And then Robert Martiner, Tuesday night OTSS Race Control saying, glad to see y'all back. The greatest team ever in iRacing broadcast history. You check that out.
One would say the best ever.
The best ever.
Absolutely, and we appreciate each and every one of you guys on that. Speaking of teams, Jeremy, that's something, again, because there's been a lot of moving, a lot of shaking, some new drivers coming in, some drivers that departed the series. Teams, man. We have to cover teams on this one, so we're going to sit here and start with Ghost Motorsports. That's going to be Donnie Honeycutt on that outside. Tyler Honeycutt, Brad Miner, and DJ Honeycutt. So they're holding 3 positions in the top 10. DJ Honeycutt back there, far back and deep in the field in 24th, but may not be a bad idea. That could be by strategy, Jeremy, because we know that big one could be ever looming. So there's Ghost Motorsports. Why don't we sit here and hit Old Dogs? Jeremy, take it away.
Old Dogs right there. The race sponsor himself, Danny White, P4 at the moment. Jacob Grant 5th place to complete the top 5. Polly Torrance all the way back in 19th. Jonathan Gaston 25th, and Abram Ghost in 20th. They kind of got their team kind of split. You got 2 almost inside the top 5, and then the other 3 are just kind of, I guess, waiting their patient selves back there, 19th to 28th, and Abram actually being the caboose of the field. So that's old dogs.
Yeah, which surprises me because Abram Ghostin was dual race number 1 winner, so technically should have started inside row on that start, and he's all the way back slotted in P28. So, all right, with that one there, Jeremy, let us go to Lone Star. Stephen Hayes, Bobby Mantle, Dustin Franklin right now, your drivers out there representing Lone Star. No EJ Luna out there tonight, taking a provisional for tonight's events. Why you don't see the 24 out there, but right now holding 5th and 6th, so 2 in the top 10 with the 89 of Mantle, the 13 of Hayes. And then Dustin Franklin, P17, just inside that top 20. So good run there by the drivers of Lone Star Racing.
And then let's rotate to the YouTube favorite, Infield Legends Motorsports. They got 4 drivers in their Chevrolet lineup. You got Steven Abdesed right there. He's in 16th. Alejandro Khan's in 13th. Jared Hammond in 15th. Those guys are all bundled up right next to each other. And then old Jonathan Hammond, just out there by his lonesome, hanging out with his fellow competitors. Back there in P. Oh, some movement, Dustin, in the backfield. Off a turn 4. Oh, and Mr. Dustin Franklin squeezing the gap. Man, oh, man.
Yeah, so not a bad thing to have your teammates close like that. It's Daytona. I mean, let's be real, folks. It's a draft track. You need friends out there. Teammates are going to come in handy for sure. So that's an excellent thing to have. We want to touch base on JP Racing. That is Jason Pick. That is a sole team member right there for Jason Pick Racing. We kind of touched base on it just a little bit. But Phoenix Racing has Jackson Clark there in the 31 and Carson Osborne slotted back in 25th. So 2 entries there for Phoenix Racing. Not doing too shabby. Slipstream SNB Racing, again, a single car team right there with Logan Brakey on it. So excellent run there. And then SNB Motorsports, that's the one of Ross Tatum and Josh Altus. So again, running 7th and 9th there, both drivers in the top 10, now 10th. You see that is a live position reading based on how they are running right now. That's why it keeps changing. So excellent job there by those drivers. And we covered Old Dog. Got to cover Trash Can Racing. That is Ronnie Hurst running Trash Can Racing. Kind of a funny logo too. It's got a possum and a trash panda on there, also known as a raccoon.
That logo is giving me straight vibes from Crash Bandicoot. Tell me if I'm wrong.
No, I was thinking that, and it gives me like vibes of way back in like the mid '90s, the Jinko jeans. Like they use that same style, kind of font and everything else. So
Jinko jeans.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Shout out indeed. And then we do have single car operations. These are drivers that are not slotted on a team. Or we have not been told that they are on a team because they can move teams throughout the season. So these are just drivers that are out there that could be looking for help. They could be the help. So these are drivers that everybody else might want to keep an eye on. And that is Will Bustler and Michael Pratt running 11th and 22nd. So those are just some of your teams, Jeremy. And then we can't forget Harrington Motorsports. Dave Harrington, Chris Harrington running 23rd and 27th. Again, that's not a bad strategy, Jeremy. I mean, being back there with as racy as we see that pack up there getting, we know the big one is ever looming at Daytona and Talladega. So this right here could be a game changer.
You got like 1 or 2 more to go through, but I saw the 36, Mr. Hammond, slapped the outside wall going down the back straightaway. He got a little wall glued. He went 3 wide and moved spots back. Alejandro Khan now 3 wide. Looking at the really reflective number 25, Abram Ghost, and deep in the back there. Not sure how he got shuffled way out, but I know we have our Nerd Esports driver, Mr. Steve Rada, up there in truck number 3 in his Ram. And then I think we got to touch last but not least, or actually, I think two more. OTSS Motorsports from Charlie Bass and Nolan Todd. As we're cycling through this lap here to complete lap number 14.
Which they are not in attendance, my man.
No, not in attendance, neither one. I'm just going through the list, and there they are. So they will show up maybe eventually, but Charlie Bass, Nolan Todd from Texas, not here. Then Nasrac Racing with John Border, Corey Jones, and Bradley Berry. I think they're not here as well, but
correct.
Also the team listed. So there we go. There's your whole team lineup through the first 15 laps of this event. We actually have a sponsor that allows us to do this every single Tuesday night for OTSS, so let's let them talk about their product for a minute.
Education has the power to transform lives, and Empower Ed Research Institute is helping lead the way. Through research, innovation, and collaboration, we work to strengthen education, expand opportunity, and spark positive change in schools and communities. Empower Ed Research Institute, powering the future of learning. Reach out and become a part of the movement.
And that was Empower Ed Research Institute talking about their products. Dustin, we are very, very clean 17 laps now into this 75 lap event. I would imagine the fuel mileage is somewhere in the 30 to 35 lap region. And
35 on the dot, my man. Your notebook is getting better.
Hey, look at that. It's getting better. We're taking some mental health pills, and we're doing things here with the memory. And TwistedSpeedSetups.com, fantastic setups. If you want Victory Lane, look no further. Their road course stuff, Dustin, is absolutely nuts how fast and stable those cars are. But look at the onboard telemetry, the number 22 Donnie Honeycutt there, 180 down the back straightaway, a little bit past the halfway fuel marker. You can tell by the fuel bar there on the bottom. The RPM's a nice steady 67 to 68. Very cool stuff here.
Yeah, and you're spot on with Twisted Speed Setups. I mean, it's their a lot of their setups are rock solid. I mean, you and I went to a couple of them in B class. I can't even remember the track, but it was about the most planted that we had ever felt before. And we did run their setup in the Sebring race, and it was we were hands down faster than what we ever did running those defaults, and some of the other setups that we did get once we got away from the defaults, we were leaps and bounds better. So definitely check them out at twistedspeedsetups.com. Use promo code SUPERNERD. Lets them know that you heard about them from the nerds.
Yep, and I've actually purchased setups from them after the promotion that we or the partnership that we hooked up with, and just to showcase. Like, I'm not going to just have help here and there. No, I'm gonna pay full price because I know these setups are just badass out there. And here we are, lap 19 underway of the scheduled 75. Still a bunch of 2x2x2. Dustin, let's go. Turn up the twos. Presented by Butt Kicker. We're gonna listen to these trucks go around Daytona. We'll be back here shortly. was Turn Up the Tubes, presented by, or I should say, powered by Butt Kicker. I hope you all enjoyed that for a couple laps. Back to listening to Dustin and my voice ramble on here about randomness.
We're
for this
sorry.
very clean. Yeah, very sorry. I apologize in advance. If you like to talk about how negative our voices are, leave us a 5-star review on the YouTube and Twitch side. But Dustin the Outside got less numbers, but they have got Stephen Hayes momentarily hooked up. He has lane choice. Bobby Mantle doing a fantastic job right there, second in line.
Yeah, and that is Lone Star Racing right there. 3 trucks on that top side, Jeremy. That is Stephen Hayes, Bobby Mantle, Dustin Franklin, all Lone Star drivers. So teammates hooking up, but you have the 1 truck of Ross Tatum down there trying to break this up and kind of throw a little snafu in there, as he's getting some big pushes right now from the 22 of Donnie Honeycutt, Tyler Honeycutt behind them. But Jeremy, that top side wall riding it now, and that is very reminiscent of this new draft package that was rolled out in the fall on these trucks. They have a lot of similarities to that of the current Gen 7s that the Cup cars run, and you will see this from time to time. Runs are harder to get. The bubble is in effect, why you see a little bit of space between Franklin and the 89 of Bobby Mantle, why you see some space between the 45 of Tyler, the 22 of Donnie. It's that bubble. It is tough to break on top of that, and side draft works differently now. You can still use it to your advantage, but when you side draft somebody else, it is going to slow you guys up. It's not how the old draft packages were, where you could side draft and really get a run. This one will slow you guys up, but drivers can manipulate that and use it to stop runs, to set things up, to try to build runs up. You can stop the run on the high side, come back down and build the draft up to try to get that extra edge to get forward. So still there, just has to be utilized a little differently.
I'm just kind of curious if we want to pull up the biggest movers chart, and we'll see. Even though it's been gridlocked 2x2, there's been some shuffling through the field. And Dustin Franklin, top dog right now. Plus 12, now plus 13 in 7th place. You got Ross Tandem there, plus 11. Will Bustler up 11. Ronnie Hurst and Carson Osborne, plus 10 as well. So we got 5 drivers, Dustin, and double-digit spots earned.
Yeah, and this is the track to do it. This track, Talladega, if you can utilize the draft, you can make smart decisions, and you can judge what lane the momentum is going to be running in, Jeremy, you can move up in a hurry. We have broadcasted it and called these moves before in various different races. We've done it personally in our personal sim racing careers. So these are the tracks to get it. And it does not surprise me that you are seeing double-digit big movers there in tonight's season opener for the OTSS Select Series, powered by Empower Ed.
100% there. And we got a couple of more chats to follow up through on the Twitch side. Haven't forgotten about y'all. I got a couple people rooting for Mr. Steven Rada out there. His couple friends that he brings along. Ghost Kitty TV is one of them. I think that's C Chorb saying, "Stay Rada." If text had a voice, that would be it for sure. And then Mr. Robert Martin, our in-race reporter slash race control, saying, "Y'all, it's my voice that people need to watch out for, so stop it." And then Stratus Dally 7771 says, "Ronnie Go, the .22 out of Kentucky." So get some extra love out there for some other drivers.
There you go. And Jeremy, I noticed something. Really, really big line on that inside right now as we bring up the Twisted Speed Setups telemetry, and look at that fuel level. They are getting drastically lower. And that long choo-choo train on that inside line, Jeremy, tells me that these drivers are prepping for a pit stop. Still got some drivers on that top side, though. You got the one of Ross Tatum up there running. You got the 33. That is Ronnie Hurst. He's up there running as well. 88 of Michael Pratt. The 94 of Josh Altus up there on that top side. So that's telling me they have no intention of pitting anytime in the next few laps right now, because they are gridlocked up there on that top side.
On the exit of turn 2, you had the race telemetry presented by Twisted Speed Setup. And I saw that fuel bar. It was in the orange. It is getting close to that pit stop sequence, which at maximum fuel should be about 35 laps, but I would not expect half this field to come down at the last moment. You kind of got to stagger it. It'd be very difficult, Dustin, if you put 28 trucks on pit road at the same time, especially if you're the 13 Stephen Hayes, who's been in clean air this whole time, consuming the most fuel. So, he's got to pit a few laps shy.
Absolutely. And we talked about teammates out there, friends. One thing that we didn't cover, Jeremy, was manufacturer friends. That's a big thing. Believe it or not, even in the sim world, drivers running Chevys will like to flock to other Chevy drivers. Drivers running Fords, the same, Toyotas. And we kind of have a little something on that. So with that, our Ram drivers, there's only 3 of them out there, Jeremy. This is the smallest manufacturer group out there, and we'll call them unofficial team out there. And that's,
Ram.
Yeah, Ram. That's going to be Phoenix Motorsports and Nerd Esports. That's going to be Jackson Clark, Carson Osborne for Phoenix Motorsports, Steve Rada for the Nerd Esports. Those are the only Rams out there. Then we move up a little bit, and we have the Toyota drivers, the Toyota Tundra TRD Pros. That's going to be Ghost Motorsports is up there. And then you got a couple other single-car drivers that are in there as well. That's Logan Brakey, Jason Pick. Those are your Toyota drivers. And look, Jeremy, they are all clustered pretty close together. 9th, 10th, 12th, 13th, 15th, and then Jason Pick back there in 23rd. Your Ford drivers right now, about the same size as your Toyota drivers. And again, that's going to be your Ford teams, but again, 14, 16, 20, 22, 25, all kind of clustered. And then look up front right now, your top 8 are Chevy drivers right now. Lame. Lame coming from the Ford guy. But here's the thing, there's also way more Chevys than there are the other trucks individually. So, I mean, they're going to hold more positions, but that's one thing that we didn't cover in the Countdown to Green presented by Icon Apparel Company was the manufacturer unofficial collaborations and teamwork with there. But Jeremy, we've got pits underway.
Here comes the Toyotas and a Chevrolet coming down pit road on lap 31 scheduled. We got 6-7 drivers, it looks like, on pit road this time around. I didn't see any ounce of contact. I didn't see any speeding. Shout out Denny Hamlin. I think we're all clear for the first round of green flag pit stops on lap 31 here, Dustin. We're close to the halfway mark. This race is flying by. Awesome, clean racing to these guys. Now watch for the next set of trucks. They're going to peel off this time.
Is it ironic that we just went over the manufacturer standings as far as the drivers and the rosters for those, and you've seen big groups of those drivers come down, big group of Toyotas, 2 out of the 3 Rams, 1 lone Chevy, and here comes your next set of drivers, Jeremy, and this is going to be a very heavy on the Chevy side as, Stephen Hayes, whoa!
Oh my gosh, man.
Hold on to it there, Bubba. But 4 drivers coming down. Michael Pratt, Bobby Mantle, Stephen Hayes on that wicked slide save, and Dustin Franklin. 4 Chevy drivers down pit road this time, and these are scheduled pit stops, Jeremy.
13 Stephen Hayes. We're going to see if he gets tagged for speeding. I'm not sure. He was heavy on that brake pedal. We're looking at the new race leader, Mr. Altus, 94. Stephen Hayes did not get a speeding penalty, so they stay clear of anything on that inside. Here we are, 36 calm pit road, number 6. So it's Ford time. Ford's coming down pit road with a bunch of Chevrolet. Oh, we got to spin in the back.
36.
Mr. Jared Hammond. He's around. Tags the inside wall. Heavy damage to the front of that truck. We stay green.
Yeah, and that's, I don't know if he had help. Yeah, he definitely had help on that one there.
I had some help.
That looks like it's going to be the 2, as Stephen Abbas said. The 36 was off the apron, was starting to get on. Obviously had a break point a little sooner, didn't want to cook it in, and it was a little too much for Stephen Abbas said to check up and off and around. And, oh, man, that's heavy front nose impact right there. Not what you want here at Daytona, which is a very draft-heavy track.
Yep, with the lackluster of cautions, aka 0, it's going to be very, very difficult for the 36 to recover anything from that here. And here comes the remaining people that have not been on pit road, here they come. It's going to be the Harringtons and Jason Pick. These 3 trucks completing the green flag cycle from 31 to 34. And now, after the next lap settles through, we'll get to see who was the biggest mover out of that, who didn't do much. And right now, the 22 Donnie Honeycutt looks to be your overall race leader.
As it sits now, looks like it's going to be the
Stephen
13 of Stephen Hayes. So, yeah, that was JP Racing with Jason Pick, and then that was Chris and Dave Harrington for Harrington Motorsports all came in. But look at this pack right here. Stephen Hayes, Michael Pratt, Bobby Mantle, and Dustin Franklin. So 3 Lone Star Racing drivers. And then you have that single car operation there with the 88 of Michael Pratt in there as well. Excellent pit stops, Jeremy. They actually have a little bit of separation between them and the rest of the pack. It's 2x2. I mean, that pack will close up, but that tells you how clean drivers got in and off of pit road. Stephen Hayes, even with that lockup and slide and near miss, still came out with the race lead. So excellent job by all these drivers, Jeremy, because you and I both know that pitting at Daytona and Talladega can be crazy.
It really is, and we're going to take our first picture-in-picture commercial break after all the green flag pit stops have been completed, so stay tuned. We'll be back here shortly.
Education has the power to transform lives, and Empower Ed Research Institute is helping lead the way. Through research, innovation, and collaboration, we work to strengthen education, expand opportunity, and spark positive change in schools and communities. Empower Ed Research Institute, powering the future of learning. Reach out and become a part of the movement.
Hey, can you do me a favor? I'm really hungry, but I'm trapped in here, and I dropped my last piece of boozy jerky on the floor. I can't reach it. Would you mind grabbing me a bag of the most tender, flavorful, booze-infused jerky on the planet? I promise I'll pay you back. I mean, I'd eat my piece, but I can't reach it. Oh, actually, I got it. Oh, it's so good. It's so tender, so flavorful. You should really pick yourself up a bag. But if you do, you can't eat it in here. Now, this is my spot. I own this spot. Boozy Jerky, the original booze-infused beef jerky with a pair, now available.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
And back from our cycled commercials to the midway point in this race here, lap 42 underway. The scheduled 75 for the Support Men's Mental Health 188, sponsored by Old Dogs Racing. And we're gonna, since we're still just continuing to have excellent green flag racing through and through for the first 42 over halfway through, we're gonna bring in someone I don't think we've brought in yet to the booth, Mr. Race Control Robert Martin, aka Twisted Drifter on the YouTube side. Man, I know you've been wanting to jump in the booth and having a word with us, and you also said your voice is a little atrocious out there. So,
Challenge accepted.
welcome, man, to the booth.
Well, pleasure to be here, y'all. How are you doing tonight?
Hey, we doing great, great things on the track. Me and Dustin are, I think, nailing all the buttons right and talking of all the points that we need to bring up. And so what's going on, man? How easy of a job do you have tonight with such an amazing amount of drivers out here this evening?
Well, so far it's been pretty decent. I mean, as we're seeing right now, we've got them all pretty much spread out. After that pit stop, I thought we'd have a lot more drivers still up here battling for it up front, but the pit stops did go and split the field basically in half, it looks like. So aside from that, I mean, it's been a pretty easy race. Y'all were spot on. I mean, the manufacturer partnerships are working pretty decent tonight. But, I mean, other than that, it's a beautiful race. Like, I'm having fun watching it, listening to the broadcast over on the side, watching your point of view versus what I'm seeing up here on my end. It's a great race and a bunch of talented drivers out here. So I'd say this is one of the best leagues out there. Y'all want a good place to race? Definitely check out OTSS.
That's what you got for Mr. Robert Martin, if anything.
Yeah, I tell you what, this is a nice change of pace, man. I commend Race Control. It is at times a thankless job, but it's a much needed necessity. And sometimes you get easy ones like this one here. These guys and drivers are making your job easy tonight. Sometimes it's not that way, but
yeah, let's not mention North Wilkesboro.
Yeah, we'll leave Wilkesy to the side. That's a cliff note right now. But
yeah,
what
let's not mention that.
With what you're seeing right now, Robert, what is your feel on season 2, so 2026B for the OTSS Select Series presented by Empower Ed?
Honestly, bunch of new drivers. I feel like season 1 was definitely a learning curve for a lot of these new drivers, getting a feel for who they're racing against and sort of how everybody drives. But going into season 2, I mean, we saw in the duels, there was a couple incidents here and there, But I mean, we saw everybody really working it well, and I feel like that last season being a great start, and then what's going on this season, I think it's really just going to come on down to who partners with who gels with who throughout the season.
Yep, 100% there, man. And appreciate you for wanting to jump in on the booth and kind of a new thing. And since we got time and just watching beautiful trucks go around this track,
Absolutely. I'll
This
tell
is
you,
a
the
great time to.
hardest thing for me is being a team owner and race control at the same time, trying to be unbiased for my guys, but at the same time, so happy to see Jackson Clark right now in second place on my end. And a beautiful run from him so far. We got Carson Osborne in his season debut as well. Want to give a huge shout out to my guys, Phoenix Motorsport.
There you go. All right, man. Well, we'll let you get back to doing your primary duty here this evening, and maybe if we get some more time, we might squeak you in again here again.
Hey, sounds good, y'all. Appreciate you for having me.
Yes, sir.
No! Wow, big wobble out of the 74. Dustin Franklin made a little contact with the 13 of Stephen Hayes. That's going to break that momentum up, Jeremy, on that top side, and they only had 5 trucks up there. I was going to touch base that while we were talking with Robert Martin, race control for the OTSS Select Series over here, the 33 of Ronnie Hurst did make his way up to the race lead, got passed, and now is sitting right behind the 31 of Jackson Clark, who you heard race control talk about there, and they're on the inside. It's a lot of movement right now, Jeremy, and one thing I've noticed is these trucks, when they get a bump like that, you see right now Ronnie Hurst really pushing that back bumper of Jackson Clark and that 31 right there. You can see he's lurching them forward, but it's upsetting that truck just a little bit with some of these bumps, and that's what these drivers are always on edge about. They're always watching, and you see right now Ronnie Hurst kind of offset there from Jackson Clark. He's running about a fender to the outside. Temperature control, Jeremy. Running in these drafts, this simulation is that close. You will overheat your water, you will overheat your oil, and you have to temperature maintain. And you see he had to fall back a little bit there to get that ever important air. So it is a give and take war all race long.
And I don't think we brought this up yet, but this season number 2 of the OTSS Select Series, they have 2 crown jewel races tagged for this season, and one of them is now live at Daytona. So this is race number 1. This is crown jewel number 1. The second one is all the way back June 30th at Indianapolis. So it's the 2 races that if you're going to win, you want to win these 2. They're deeming those the 2 most important races of the schedule. Just to touch base on the schedule, we're next week we're looking into the month of May. So May 5th you're going to find Kansas, followed up with Bristol on May 12th, Darlington throwback race May 19th, and to close out May, Worldwide Technology Raceway, aka Gateway, on May 26th.
Yeah, and to touch base on the crown jewels, I mean, it's just like in real racing. I mean, real racing, you have the crown jewels, you have the Daytona 500, you have the Indy 400, you got the Brickyard, which I'm glad that they brought back. You have the Coke 600. I mean, these are crown jewel races that you want to have that stat in the win column at one of these tracks. I mean, it's Daytona, when even in the real world and in the sim world, that is like the equivalent of the Super Bowl. That is like on the biggest stage. That's what you're wanting to win at. And actually for the crown jewels for OTSS Select Series presented by Empower Ed, the crown jewel race winners actually are getting special trophies for each of the crown jewel races. So the race winner will receive a special trophy just for that event to lock it in. So it's a big deal coming to these crown jewel events.
There you go. So nice little trophy handed out to the driver who wins tonight's race. So you're going to see a little more excitement up at the front. You would anyways, but you're probably going to see more knowing that there's hardware being handed out to these drivers. Dustin, we got 25 laps to go this time here. And this race is flying by quick. The outside, after, the initial start of the getting those cold tires warmed up, the outside just really hangs on tight, man.
Yeah, they had a solid organized line up on that top side, really riding close to that wall. And there was only about 3 trucks to the inside. That's now moved up to 5 as Dustin Franklin, Stephen Hayes moved down to that inside. And now we're seeing both of these lanes start to get evened up a little bit on truck power. So this is where that side-by-side racing and side drafting to no extent is going to start taking place, Jeremy. But one thing that we haven't touched base on just yet is that pack that's just a little further back, right back here, led by the 29 of Logan Brakey right now. He's got Danny White, Polly Torrance, and Steve Rada behind him. They're trying to catch up, Jeremy, and they're slowly but surely getting closer and closer. Now, with this draft package, you used to be able to sniff the draft, and I say sniff because that's about all you got at about 1.3, 1.4 seconds. Anything after that, you were done. Now, you have to be within about 0.9 second to 1 second to really start sniffing that draft with this updated and more accurate draft package. But, Jeremy, they are closing in, and that lead pack is going to get much bigger, and the racing is going to get way more exciting here in just a few laps.
You just watch them. They're going to be closing in faster and faster. They are doing wonderful, keeping nose to tail, no passing involved in that second group. And they're just going to get there, Dustin. There's just, I don't know if they're going to get there before pit stops.
Oh, yeah.
And if they don't, hopefully they nail their pit stop.
Oh, they'll get there. They're just under half a tank right now with the Twisted Speed setups onboard telemetry. Yeah. Just under half a tank, Jeremy. And they are right there. I mean, they are that close. You give it about another 2 laps at this pack here running the way they are, and Logan Brakey's going to have that draft, and all he's going to do is pull that entire lane behind him right up to that main pack.
Yeah, and I mentioned that too, because more times than not, Dustin, it's surprising, especially when we were league racing together on Wednesdays and whatnot, that the group of trucks or cars that pit first, they usually come out on top of the pylon when the whole cycle is completed, right? And so these guys are well within the fuel mileage. They could pit now and be good for the rest of the race, or they could extend it out all the way to around lap 70 at the very most. So like the window's there, so maybe we get some early takers, maybe we don't. But as just a side note there, I usually see that more times than not, the first group comes out ahead.
Yeah, and a lot of times works out that way. Usually because that first group is a smaller group, you don't have to contest a lot and battle and fight and claw your way forward on pit entry. But that didn't work out in the first pit stop. If you recall, Stephen Hayes, after green flag pit stops had rotated all the way through, we had a checkup there near contact between the 88 and the 89. And that is going to be Michael Pratt in the 88, Bobby Mantle in the 89. Now 3 wide. They're going to sit here and shove Bobby Mantle to the outside. But back to my talking point, Stephen Hayes got the race lead, and he actually pitted in the second one. Oh, man, big contact. Speaking of Stephen Hayes, that is going to take him out. Holy moly.
Yeah, that was just a continuation of the checkups. Drivers moving inside, outside, and I got squeezed with Mantle on the top. 88 there, Pratt in the middle, just coming down onto the 15. DJ Honeycutt. We're going to right rear hook him into the outside wall just past the start-finish line. And he goes airborne with the 13 of Stephen Hayes.
Oh, yeah, that right rear hook. Oh, man, Stephen Hayes just drove right up the left rear of the 88 of Michael Pratt. And there you see all of the carnage air drivers scattering. I mean, that could have been way worse as far as damage, but, I mean, heavy damage right now on board DJ Honeycutt. As we're going to sit here and watch what he sees, and off and around he goes. Bobby Mantle gets a piece of that. We're going to have to go on board with the 13 of Stephen Hayes as well. And Jeremy, I got an idea here. We're going to see if we can't sit here and play some. Look at, oh man, how close that was. 3 wide. Spoiler cam takes a heck of a ride. Tough break for some of these drivers.
Yeah, it'd be kind of cool if we see right there's the initial impact and then pop up. kick flip almost. There goes the 13. I was hoping that we could pull the live feed from Bobby Mantler, Breast Coffee Co. Caffeine Driver, because his view of that in real time would have been wild. But we can also go on his roof cam or Oakley visor cam to simulate that from the 89, because he had that truck, the 15 flip right in front of him. Just nowhere to go. Bam, nothing but Steel Series right in front of his view. Damage to the right side, but actually,
No,
his toe looks pretty knocked out.
His toe is way knocked out. You see, he's turning that wheel right now, so he's got heavy front suspension damage on that 89. So I mean, that's a tough break, though. I mean, a lot of fast trucks there, but Jeremy, I mean, we're counting it down. We are working lap 57 to 75. It was bound to happen. Not very often do you come here. We have called a Talladega race over here at OTSS caution free, but when drivers are getting ever closer, trying to use up every inch of the track that they purchased, so they're going to try to use every bit of real estate. At some point in time, there's just no give at that point in time. It's just it pushes it past the point of safe return.
Yeah, as every single driver is on pit road to complete presumably their final pit stop of the evening, exiting pit road on lap 58. We're going to be restarting, I think, on 60 or 61, which will give us a 15-ish lap shootout to the finish if we can stay green flag. And Dustin, what do you have over there?
Why don't we sit here and then pull in one of the drivers involved in that? Let's see if we can't get a hold of DJ Honeycutt and get his perspective on what happened and what they're going to try to do to try to maintain and salvage as much as what they can in tonight's event.
Ghost Motorsports driver and owner, DJ Honeycutt. You want to join us in the booth here, Mr. DJ? This is Jeremy and Dustin in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, man.
Man, that truck so fast all night long. Talk about that little checkup there off of turn 3 and 4, then ultimately finds you in the wall at the start-finish line.
Yeah, it was just like you said, it was a little bit of a checkup. It kind of got us all spread out, and then some guys got shipped into the middle, and we're trying to just find a spot. And by the time we got to the dog leg, it was like the 89 kind of shifted down, and the 88 just tried not to run into his left rear and moved down just a little bit too much, and just barely got into my right rear. And once I got sideways, I couldn't do nothing, and that was it. Had a big wreck and ended up upside down. So yeah, it's really unfortunate. I mean, I started in the back and made a lot of progress up front, just trying to manage where I was. I tried a couple things early, but people didn't want to do much. And then Franklin tried to go 3 wides, and then after that, I went through with him, tried to make up some spots, and then this lane just kept shifting really hard. So it was hard to make a lot of gains there, but eventually got situated, got with my teammates right before pit stop started, and had a good pit cycle, ended up towards the front, and fortunately I just ended my night short.
Yeah, 100%. There, go ahead, Dustin.
Tough break, my man. I mean, you were working good, and you said it. Momentum is key at this track, especially with this updated draft package. But what's on the docket? What is the 15 team looking to do to try to salvage as much as what you can out of tonight's event with the damage that you got?
Yeah, just I don't think I'll be able to make it. I don't think I'll be able to make any repairs. It looks like the time's going to expire before repairs will be finished. So that's unfortunate. So I don't know exactly where I'll end up. Maybe last place for today's race. But really, I'm just going to go out there. I got to win. Got to make some wins, get some points, make sure I get some bonus points. And I just got to have a strong rest of the season. This first race is really important for setting yourself up for the rest of the season. So a wreck is not the ideal place to finish your first race, but just got the scrape and claw my way up towards the top. See what we got. We got some fun races coming up, so hopefully I'll keep my nose clean in those and just make my way towards the front slowly.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, man. I mean, you won last season. You know how to get to victory lane. If you go back to season 1, 2026A, your teammate Tyler Honeycutt wrecked in race 1, ended up series champion. So maybe we can't rinse and repeat with that 15 team this season.
Well, I definitely tell you, I'm gonna try. It's not gonna be for a lack of effort, that's for sure. So, man, like I said, I'll just go up there, have some clean races, and just find myself up front towards the ends of them, and everything's will fall how they're supposed to fall.
All right, man. Well, appreciate your time in the booth here. Go get him next week. I know you got the speed, and you're always a strong contender each and every single week, man. So good luck for the whole season.
I appreciate it, guys.
Yes, sir.
That was DJ Honeycutt. You've seen him go for one hell of a ride there. Back to green flag racing, Jeremy, and now everybody is bunched back up again. 27, Jacob Grant is towing that top side. The one of Ross Tatum giving him the business on the rear bumper. But on that inside, the 92, Jeremy, Jonathan Hammond, driver we haven't called a lot in tonight's race. We did last season, started coming on very strong mid to end of last season and making his presence known here tonight right now. He's getting big pushes from your second place starter, Donnie Honeycutt. And Jeremy, we have 16 laps to go, 15 as they cross the line this time, and we are all butted back up. What's your take, my man?
This race is going to get crazy. You saw that 2 wide, a little bit of 3 wide here and there. Nope, we're going to see more 3 wide, at least attempts to making it work. Can they actually make it work? I have no idea. So Tyler Honeycutt there in the 45 dipped his nose out there, couldn't do it. You saw
Polly Torrance doing it.
Yeah, he got squeezed there by Dave there for just a moment. He's got Steve Rada, who's also been trying to venture that outside. He's got a partner that wants to do it with him. And yeah, you're going to see a lot more this year building up probably in the next 5 laps or so.
Yeah, and Jeremy, I have a feeling that high side is going to be key. That's where that momentum, remember, you heard it from DJ Honeycutt. The lane was shifting all over the place. It was trying to chase that momentum to try to make the moves. And that top side seems like it has the momentum because, again, you rip that top side, you rip that wall there without ripping off your right side door panel. But you carry that speed, and as long as you can maintain that draft, that is going to be key, Jeremy. We've seen a lot of moves come up there, and we even seen a lot of... Steve Rada just gets through that one as we have another incident. They're still wrecking back there, Jeremy.
Yeah, just another 3 wide incident or racing deal gone wrong. And you're going to see it right here on your screen. Happens right in front, actually, with these
Brad
guys.
Minor,
Contact
Stephen Abbassed, Alejandro Khan involved in that one there. Obviously, Josh Altis involved in that one. There's a 94. Oh, and then he gets super punted straight to the outside wall. Holy moly.
Heavy contact there. And yeah, this is just 46 coming down. Alejandro Khan and the 47 coming up. It's going to lead those 2 drivers into contact right in the middle of the field. And then Stephen Abbassed just, nowhere to go there. Everybody else just braking. And they just find yet another decent-sized wreck here in Daytona.
Abram Ghostin gets it. Paulie Torrance gets it. There's a lot of drivers in this one, Jeremy, that got involved in this wreck here. As again, you see just a little bit. Alejandro Khan, Brad Minor, Stephen Abbassed. Brakey is in there. You got Dave Harrington is in there. We already talked about Torrance, Altis, Ghostin. Oh, man. Who punted Altis up the track there? That was a 77. He was trying to regain it. He just gave the 94 Josh Altis a big punch straight into the wall. But a big time. And Jeremy, like I said, they know laps are ticking down. With this draft package, it takes a little longer to get those runs built up. You can still gain a lot of positions very fast, but it still takes coordination, and it still takes maintaining that momentum. Drivers know that. They're going to start really pushing it forward, doing everything they can. But, Jeremy, it's, we got to go back and take a look at the deck lid. So we're going to go. So this is everything happening right now. You see everything to the inside. Steve is going to just miss it, and everybody gets sandwiched behind him. You want to talk about close calls and split-second decisions? if he would have throttled that even the least little bit to try to check up for that wreck, he would have been involved in the wreck.
Yeah, it kind of reminds you of the Sunday race there, where the top four left all 36 or 30 other cars involved in that wreck just in the dust, literally. And yeah, just barely squeaking by goes the number 3. Now all of a sudden it's going to put him in a decent spot here to close this race out. We're going to have the green flag under 10 laps remaining in this thing. And I'm going to take a moment, Dustin, to shout out one of our partners without a rotating commercial cycle here. And let's pick on old Victory Fuel at drinkvictory.com. Premium hydration beverage loaded with electrolytes and daily vitamins with no artificial colors, no caffeine. So you get your energy from the good stuff in the drink, not the caffeine and other stuff that energy drinks use. And it's good for the whole entire family. And 3 great flavors at a pretty decent price for what they offer you. And that's at drinkvictory.com. Promotion code SuperNerd will save you 10%.
Yeah, good stuff. And I guarantee you some of these drivers hoping that they're drinking some of that Victory Fuel from Victory Lane. That's what they're going for. We already touched base on this being a crown jewel event. And Jeremy, drivers are setting themselves up pretty good right now. 92 of Jonathan Hammond right now. Started back in 23rd, currently running P1. Donnie Honeycutt has been up there. Ross Tatum's been up there. Ronnie Hurst has been up there. Jacob Grant, Dustin Franklin, Danny White, Tyler Honeycutt, all making their way back up. Steve Rada in 9th, and Steven Abbassed was able to get through that last incident with minimal issues. That is your top 10 right now, Jeremy, and these drivers, they're setting themselves up, but this is going to be probably the hardest 10 laps that these drivers have ran. It's not the 65 laps that they ran before. It is going to be these 10 laps because every move has to be as calculated as possible. And Jeremy, we've already touched base. These drivers only have split seconds to make those calculations. So it is going to be intense.
Literally split seconds there, and you've seen it through the wrecks now. We've seen 2 decent-sized wrecks, and the amount of time you have to make a move or press the pedal one way or another, it's not much time at all. But side by side, going back to green flag racing this time, it'll be with exactly 10 laps remaining in this Support Men's Mental Health 188 presented by Old Dogs Racing, specifically Danny White. So appreciate y'all again for doing that. And there's your race recap, bottom right-hand side of your screen. All the green bar, then a couple yellows to mix in there toward the end. 65 out of 75. 2 cautions for 6 total laps.
Yeah. So, again, 2 cautions. Those are good numbers right there. 13 lead changes, Jeremy, like what we had discussed. That these drivers have been putting on a hell of a show. And you see, I mean, look at that graph down there. Everybody that's been watching our presentations want to know what that graph is for. Bingo, there it is. Look at that solid green flag run that they had. And Jeremy, the 2 yellow bars there, well, cautions kind of breed cautions. That is like the general rule of thumb when it comes to racing, whether it's real life or sim racing. That's just the way that the way it plays out. So excellent race so far, Jeremy, and it's only going to get more exciting.
Yes, it will. And you're about to find out here in a quarter of a lap. Pace truck's about to dip down, and we're going 10 laps, hopefully from green to checkered, to see who's going to win the first crown jewel of the year, who's going to bring home an extra piece of hardware, who's going to have bragging rights, and who's going to be your points leader after this thing's all said and done. Green flag is in the air. We're back to solid green flag racing in 92. Mr. Hammond gets a great launch over everybody else behind him, and that'll quickly close in on the outside once they get their momentum built off of turn 2.
Yeah, right now it looks like Hammond is kind of flirting between both lanes, so that tells me that he is not going to be opposed to jumping to that high side if the momentum shows itself up there. And Jeremy, I have a feeling that it very well could with the 22 of Donnie Honeycutt up there. That second lane going to start moving, but right now, Hammond content running in the center, 3 wide as Jacob Grant goes 3 wide right now. Danny White pushing him. That's going to leave just the 92 of Hammond and the 1 of Tatum down on that inside. You've got Jason Pick back there trying to close that back up, Jeremy, and 3 wide as they come out of the corner.
Tons of 3 wide to close out this event. The inside fading.
No!
Oh, the 92. Jonathan Hammond gets tagged by Jacob Grant, goes below the double yellow, brings it back up to the track. He's going to lose quite a few spots here. Top lane, 3 cars. Single file has lane choice.
Yeah. 3 wide, 2 rows deep right now. You have Hammond down low. You got Grant in the middle. And then up on that top side, you have the, was that Danny White that was up there? No, that's Tyler Honeycutt was up there. That 3 wide is going to sit here and get separated out. And that's going to leave the 31 of Clark up on that top side. Steve Rada up on that top side still as well. So still trying to get something moving. Now that top side, that 3rd lane is gone, Jeremy. It is just the 3 truck up there of Rada. He's trying to get something going. He kind of gets a little bit, contact, and we're going to have another caution.
Another big wreck here. Close out lap 67.
Oh,
and they're
Jason
continuing to
Pick.
wreck. There's more wrecks heading off into turn number 1 rather. It's going to involve 4 other drivers. 92 getting the worst of that end. So we got multiple wrecks to cover.
These guys are
on
making
this
me
third
work
caution.
overtime at the end of this race, Jeremy. What happened?
Overtime. 1 wreck at a time is what they say.
Oh.
There's the 53.
Yeah,
Couldn't tell if that was him hooking or if he
no,
got hooked. Let's back it up.
almost looks like he might have got a little bit of a hook there from the 25 of Abram Ghostin.
Riding on board Jason Pick now.
Yep, on board Jason Pick now, and
He's coming up.
yeah, looks like he was coming up. Yeah, so again, I apologize, Ghostin, on that one there. That one does look like the 53 was coming up, Jeremy, and that's what spearheaded that whole thing. As you see, the 29 of Breaky gets involved, Brad Miner involved in that one as well. Number of other trucks involved. Oh, Carson Osborne in his season debut gets involved. Dave Harrington gets involved. Oh, man. Tough break. Looks like the 11 of Bustler gets involved in that one. And it looks like Osborne is smoking. That's going to be done for him there, Jeremy.
I've got a great view on my end here, and actually, I'm going to reverse my call initially. That's Abram Ghost, and I feel like was the one who did that. But here's this part 2 of the wreck, and
Whoa.
Jonathan just comes up the track. I guess he sometimes these drivers,
Oh.
including myself, when you get into a caution mindset, you kind of like release the shoulder tensity, release the hands, and sometimes you kind of forget your surroundings. And I think that's exactly what happened to Jonathan. Just accidentally came up the track and gonna put a few more into the wall.
Man, and that's the worst way to do that, Jeremy, is that this question was raised, I believe it was last season when we were doing it. It was, are you more upset when you are involved in a caution that's not of your doing? So, like in your case, you're saying the 25 came down into the 53. If you were the 53, are you more upset that you were involved in that type of situation, or are you more upset if you were involved in the situation with Jonathan Hammond, where he came up and caused the caution? And my response was, I am more upset when I am the cause of the caution because I could have controlled that by not happening. And don't get me wrong, folks. As drivers, as sim drivers, real drivers, you beat yourself up over that stuff because you know that's on you. You take the accountability and you know that you could have prevented that. And trust me when I say this, we beat ourselves up all the time over stuff like that.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I'm going to have to agree with that. And if it's my fault, then I'm going to feel more bad because I just wasted somebody else's time. You know, so like you kind of carry that on your shoulders. But I was actually, when you started to propose that question, I actually had a thought of the situation of which the race is in. So let's say you have a race with 10 cautions, and then you're bringing out the 11th. Like, are you just upset at that point that people just can't stop wrecking? So if you get tagged, you're probably way upset at that guy. But let's say you get to this race where you're like almost caution free. It's a fantastic race, and then you just happen to mess it up and wreck 10 trucks. Like, for me, in this case, it's absolutely, I am upset with myself. I just ruined a good race.
100%.
But if in another case, I'm at Bristol and we're 12 cautions deep, I'm going to be more upset if someone wrecks me at that point, I feel like.
Yeah, I could see it being very situational. And I can understand that, and I can see that point of view. You know, in today's race, yes, I would be upset with myself. You know, and I'd be issuing out apologies, you know, hey guys, that's on me. And I'm sure that's exactly what these drivers are doing, Jeremy. This is a solid group of drivers that they have here. I mean, they ran 3/4 of this race caution free. That's with green flag pit stops and everything. So it's a big mental game, you know. And I know that there was a comment about race car drivers not being athletes. I do not agree with that. That's in real life. They are 100% athletes. But it's not just the physicality. Yeah. I wasn't going to mention names, but yeah, you guys know. Yeah, we know. They are 100% athletes. You know, they have it on the physical side and the mental side. But, I mean, for this being a simulator and a hobby, Jeremy, it is a huge mental thing. I still can feel my heart rate go up when the laps are closing down at a Daytona or Talladega and I'm up front or I'm 3 wide and we're coming to the white flag. I can still feel that heart rate go up. I mean, I sweat. You build it up. I mean, there's a lot of mental game to it, even though it's a simulation. It's a hobby. It's a game. You know, it takes a lot. So these drivers, they put a lot into it.
Yeah, could not agree more to that. Even if you're 50 wins deep, that 51st, you're still going to get the sweats and the twitchiness.
Absolutely.
It's so hard to mentally just stay focused on your racing line because a lot of things can happen. And speaking of things that are going to happen, here we go. Pace truck back down. 5 laps remaining in the opening race here for season number 2 of the OTSS Select Series, presented by Empower Ed Research Institute. And the 29 dips down so early. He's going to let those drivers by, but Dustin, look at the top 5 or 6. Single file that quick.
Yeah, and I mean, the 29 did the right thing. He knew he was damaged. He pulled down to the apron so the people could pass to the high side without getting a black flag. But what that did was completely break up that inside line momentum. So the 33 of Ronnie Hurst, who started on the inside of your race leader, Donnie Honeycutt, he got left in the dirt, and he fell from 2nd all the way back to 7th before they even hit turn 3. So, I mean, it's tough when it comes to stuff like this. But, Jeremy, I mean, everything on the line right now, you got 5 trucks on that top side. These drivers have minimal time to get something rolling on that inside to compete because these laps are ticking down. 4 laps to go as they cross the line this time by.
4 laps to go, and Mr. Honeycutt, Tyler that is, this man never surprised me late in the going to finally show his face. And when it matters the most here, 2 Toyotas followed by a Chevy, the top 3. This time on lap 72. And the high side's got all the momentum. Last time it was all 3 wide. This time, Dustin, they are, even with less than 4 to go, they are being really patient at the moment.
Yeah, being really patient. As we say that, we got 2 Rams moving on that inside. They're not being patient. They know there's 4 laps to go, 3 as they cross the line. That's Jackson Clark, Steve Rada. Joshua Altus jumps down to the mid, then down to the very bottom. 3 wide right now as they're battling. And again, it's everybody's jockeying for position, Jeremy. Now you see that top side. It just fizzled away super quick as you had 2-3 trucks jump out of line.
Steven Rada, who's on that last second or part 2 wreck, he has some wheel damage, he told us over a text message. And he's still running up here just around that top 10. Reads 3 wide. He's in the wall there. Bangs it off the wall again. Shuffling goes to 31. Mr. Jackson Clark. Rada keeps bouncing off the wall 3, 4, 5 times. That truck's in a big hurt. We're 3 wide on the back straight.
3 wide on the backstretch right now. Danny White on the inside. Josh Altus in the middle. Steven Abbaset on that top side. They're battling hard right now, Jeremy, and that's for just outside the top 10. They want to try to get in the top 10, but if they're going to do that, they're going to have to break it up. 2 laps to go as they cross the line this time by Donnie Honeycutt in the 22. Double Deuce leads the way.
22 with 2 laps remaining. Tyler Honeycutt right behind him, his teammate. Going to try to hold off a bunch of Fords in a Chevrolet here in the final 1.5 laps. of the opening race of the season. We still remain single file down the back straightaway throughout the top 6. Here comes Jacob Grant, going to bring Paulie Torrance and Dustin Franklin to the inside. Dustin fakes, he goes back to the high side. Jacob Grant though with Paulie with an excellent run. 2 Ford F-150s trying to take the lead from the Toyota Tundra of Donnie Honeycutt.
Yeah, right now Jacob Grant side by side with Donnie Honeycutt as they come. 1 lap to go for the Support Men's Mental Health 188 here at Daytona. You see smoke from the wall, truck out of sight. Paulie Torrance sideways right now as he goes around. Race up front still strong though. 27 Jacob Grant trying to get something going. Dustin Franklin pushing as much as he can. Now we have another truck on the inside. OTSS trying to go on the inside 3 wide down the backstretch, all led by the 22 Donnie Honeycutt and the 45 of Tyler Honeycutt. Does Ross Tatum pull out a line and try to make a move? 3 wide still, Grant in the middle, Steve Rada on the top side, OTSS on the bottom as they go through turn 3, still 3 wide. Now Tyler Honeycutt makes the move side by side with Donnie Honeycutt for your race win. Wrecking down pit road as they drift up. Right now, Donnie Honeycutt contact. Steve Rada there. Oh my gosh, Donnie Honeycutt by a splitter.
9 thousandths of a second. Donnie Honeycutt wins it when I thought Tyler made the best move of the race. Hey, Donnie had to shuffle up to make a block. Still, Tyler did not have the speed and just barely edges his teammate. So it's going to be Donnie, Tyler, and Ross Tatum going to be talking to us in the booth here with a fantastic call to end the race presented by Dustin Logston. There's the view from the flag stand, at least the bottom portion of it at the start-finish line. Little VHS rewind to see exactly. Let's see if we can get a close-up or a still. He's trying. Just press one simple click frame. One frame. That's all we need. And we'll see it. But right there, you can buy a whole fender. There it is. Whole fender from the 22 is going to give him the checkered flag and the physical trophy for winning one of the crown jewels.
Look at that finish. 3 wide for the race win. We'll be talking to your race winner, Donnie Honeycutt there, just by a bumper over the 45. Your defending champion, Tyler Honeycutt. Ross Tatum on that top side, and then 3 wide battle back there for the next position. That's just crazy, Jeremy. That's going to be Steve Rada, Will Bustler, and Ronnie Hurst back there. What a shot. What a finish here at Daytona.
Yeah, a couple of wrecks, a lot of chaos, and a great 3 wide. Finished the sign, sealed, and delivered the first race of the season to y'all. And Donnie Honeycutt can't ride the Dente in the virtual world, but what kind of creativity can Mr. Donnie come up with at Daytona as he burns it down in the grass? A little bit of smoke, a lot of bit of dirt. Nice little clean burnout. I would run over the text to fire him, you know, old Dale Sr. style, but he's gonna do it in a clean patch of grass. Here's your unofficial results for race number 1 of the season. Donnie Honeycutt, Tyler Honeycutt, Ross Tatum going to be talking to us, podium finishers, followed by Steven Rada and Will Bustler complete the top 5. 6 through 10 will be Ronnie Hurst in 6th, Jonathan Hammond P7, Jonathan Gaston in 8th, Stephen Abbassett in 9th, Dustin Franklin rounds out the top 10. 11 through 20 is going to be Jacob Grant 11th, Jared Hammond 12th, Michael Pratt 13th, Stephen Hayes P14, Bobby Mantle finishes 15th, Christopher Harrington in 16th, Jackson Clark 17th, Danny White 18th, Joshua Altis in 19th, Paulie Torrance rounds out the top 20, and then the final 8 drivers to complete is Dave Harrington, Logan Brakey, Jason Pick, Bradley Miner, Carson Osborne, Abram Ghostin, Alejandro Khan, and DJ Honeycutt there in that big first wreck of the evening. There it is. And just like that, we have our top 3. So Victory Field post-race is live. And so is our cameras. And so is our 3rd place finisher, the man we don't talk too much at all. Driver oh, there he is. Driver the number 1, Mr. Ross Tatum. Congrats on P3, started back in 12.
Hey, appreciate it, guys. I was surprised to come out with P3 right there, so that was good.
Your truck had been up front all race long, actually. If it were me, I would have been upset if I was like outside the top 5, knowing you just had a great solid race. So, what kind of strategy did you have in mind coming into tonight's event?
Honestly, it was just stay up front. Seems like most of these races, the wrecks are about 8th on back, so I just try to stay up as far to the front as I could. I couldn't believe we went green as long as we did. It was a lot of good racing tonight, so that was a lot of fun. But there at the end, man, the top just prevailed, and I was trying to fake people out and try to get to their outside, and just hoping I'd get to the front right there. I thought I almost had Donnie on. I was almost on the outside. Donnie come to the line, but couldn't quite make it happen. But yeah, great racing tonight by everybody. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, and it really was. I mean, you did a fantastic job. I mean, all the drivers did. Like you said, long green flag run. That's a rarity, especially at a restrictor plate track like Daytona or Talladega. So it's always good. But you touch base on that finish, man. It's I don't know if you've had a chance to go back and watch it, but 3 wide for first place, and then it was 3 wide behind you guys battling it out for the what would have been 4th place. So you guys did a fantastic job. Tell us how working that draft. We heard a little bit from Donnie Honeycutt, or DJ Honeycutt rather, after his incident where inevitably took him out. But momentum was a big thing. You said that high side was prevailing. Was there any chance that you were going to try to take that low side? If you could rewind it back, would you change your approach and try to take that low side to try to get a run?
Gosh, I felt like the only line that was working after about 10 laps into the race was the high side. I actually learned it from Jacob Grant there on the second run. He started running up high, and we were banging off some really good lap times. So I don't know. I don't know what it is. iRacing changed something with the draft model, I think, and it just made the lanes super weird. I'm still trying to figure it out, but I don't think I could have done anything different, but I think if I would have gotten to Donnie's outside without him coming up there right at the last second, which was a great block by Donnie, that was a great job by him. I might have could have got him, but man, there was I don't even want to go back and watch it, but hey, at least I was the best non-honey cut tonight.
There you go. And yes, they did change the draft model on that back in fall. And it now puts it a little bit more in line with how the Gen 7s are. If you run the Gen 7 Cup cars, that high line is usually that stronger lane. So these run very reminiscent to that as far as the draft package at Daytona Talladega. So it makes sense. But I tell you what, man, hell of a job. It was fun to watch up in the booth. I can't speak for Jeremy, but as far as me, that was some good shit. You guys put on a hell of a show. Awesome job out there. What are your takes on the remaining part of this season schedule?
Oh gosh, I haven't even looked at the schedule. What we got next?
Kansas.
Oh, Kansas. I love Kansas. Kansas will be a lot of fun. I think one of the reasons I joined this league, well, there's 2 reasons. And one was I saw the broadcast, and you guys are awesome. So one of the reasons I joined was due to that. But the other one was the schedule. So I'm looking forward to
it's a solid schedule. It is for this season.
Yeah, it's some really great tracks, 12 tracks, no bad tracks in my opinion. Should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to them all. Great competition here this year, so it's going to be really hard to win. So, yeah, we're just going to do the best we can, try to get as many points as we can the rest of the season. I think we have a good shot at it.
And there you go, my man.
Man, appreciate you, man. Any final shouts before we let you go?
Yeah, I want to thank, well, first I want to shout out Burn It Down podcast. I do that podcast with Josh Altus. We do it every week. It just covers NASCAR stuff. It's been a lot of fun. We've done it this year. We're 11 episodes in, so everybody go check that out. And then all my teammates, Josh Altus, Logan Brakey, Will Bustler, always fun racing with those guys. You guys at Nerditudes, awesome job as always. I can't wait to watch that tomorrow. I think you guys probably have an unrivaled broadcasting right now. I mean, you guys are doing a great job. And everyone at the league, Tyler and Donnie, for putting on this great league. So looking forward to the rest of the season and seeing how it goes.
Yes, sir, man. Maybe we'll talk to you throughout the rest of the season as well. Congratulations on P3. We'll see you next week at Kansas.
Thanks, guys.
Yes, sir. And there it is, Ross Tatum there in the Zebra Kicks truck. And now we're going to bring in the 45, Mr. Tyler Honeycutt. the main started fourth, finished second, rides mid pack all race, and no surprise at the end.
Mister, where do you
He
come from?
appears out of nowhere. Liquid Death himself. Tyler, what's going on, P2?
What's up, boys? How y'all doing tonight?
Hey, we're doing good, man. Another race, another broadcast, another interview with Tyler himself. Coming off a fantastic season one, of course. You finished P2, starting right where you left off. How was it out there this evening?
Oh man, truck's a handful. I think I just feel like I just did arms at the gym there for the last hour. Yeah, I'm sore now. I'm tired. I'm out of breath. That was a lot of fun though. Hopefully it was a good show to watch and call for you guys. But yeah, it was a handful. The outside prevailed throughout the race. I knew that's where we wanted to be at the end. Um, but yeah, I was overheating coming to the white flag, and I stayed behind my dad as long as I could. As soon as I saw that we were decent enough gap away from everybody to go for the win, I pulled out so I could get some air. And luckily, he still won, but I almost had him.
Yeah, almost had him, but you know as well as I, almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. Beat you by a bumper, man, by a bumper. But I tell you what, man, it's I want to hear more excitement in your voice. You are already off to a better start than you were in 2026A, because in 2026A at this point, you were wrecked out. You're P2 right now, and you're the defending champ, man. So this is already looking good as it sits right now. I already had to remind DJ about that because he's like, this is not how I wanted it to start. And I'm like, well, if you remember, Tyler wrecked out in race one, and we seen how that ended at the end of the season. So just keep that in mind. But much better start this season. How do you feel going forward? I mean, you guys have a phenomenal schedule. I think this is probably the schedule I'm most excited about. There is not a bad track anywhere on there. So kudos to you guys, because this is going to be a fun 2026B season. But with the good start that you had this season, how are you feeling going forward for the remaining 11 races?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like I can breathe a lot easier than last year. I had to, or last season, I had to really put my head down and grind and try to get good finishes. And luckily, I was able to do that. Even with the other guys not really having any bad luck, I just out raced them, throughout the season. And now I just got to do my thing and maintain the best I can. But it feels a lot better this time around going into week 2 than it did last season. Um, but yeah, DJ I feel bad for him, but I think I was around that 28th mark at the end of last season's first race, so he ain't out of it, that's for sure. But yeah, I can just breathe a lot easier this time around.
Yeah, no doubt about it, man. Go ahead and have some fun at Kansas next week. But I know you. We ask you this every week almost. But any final thoughts?
Yes, sir. Shout out to you guys for the broadcast. You always do a great job. I can't wait to go back and watch it. Um, Shout out to our sponsor, Empower Ed. Those guys are amazing. I can't thank them enough for what they do for us in our league. Shout out to my teammates, Ghost Motorsports. My dad with the win. Bradley, I think, got wrecked out, had some bad luck, and so is DJ. Sorry. Um, but yeah, shout out to those guys. Shout out to all the drivers that came out. It was a really nice field to have for the season opener, and hopefully we can keep that up for the rest of the season. Um, Shout out to Danny White for the sponsor tonight for Men's Health. He told us a touching story in the drivers' meeting, so very happy to have Danny with us and to share the stories that he shared with us. And it was an eye opener for myself, probably a few other guys in there. But shout out to everybody involved, my family. It was a lot of fun. I can't wait to do it again next week.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on P2 tonight, and we'll see you next week at Kansas.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir. All right, there goes Tyler Honeycutt, and now the other Honeycutt, the one who finished first here tonight, the one who's going to get the trophy for winning the first crown jewel, Mr. Johnny Honeycutt. Congratulations on the victory, dude.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Yeah, man. Started P2, so you started the race basically right where you finished, 9/1000ths of a second. When you saw the 45 dip below into 3, you had to expect it, but were you surprised you're able to get back in front of him at the line?
Oh, absolutely. I just thought I was a sitting duck. Yeah, I knew Tyler was going to dive to the inside. We've been in that situations many times, and he usually get the better I guess, the better hand or whatever. But yeah, I was expecting it, and we were actually talking about it there the last 4 or 5 laps running green there, and I knew it was coming. So I was watching my rearview mirror, and as soon as I saw him go low, I went low with him just to try to break his side draft. So then I knew the guys was going to try to come to my outside, so I tried to go back up and break their side draft. And I'm just glad it ain't it won't Talladega, because I would have lost.
Would have lost if it was Talladega. I tell you what, though.
Absolutely.
So
I mean,
true.
you guys put on a hell of a show, though. I mean, you did. I mean, that ending, and that's what we talked about with Tatum and with Tyler, was you guys were 3 wide for first, and then they were 3 wide behind you for fourth. I mean, it was close racing all the way around. But I mean, it was gritty. I mean, you knew that move was coming. You broke the side draft. There was a little, door panel scraping between you and Tyler. I mean, a good father-son duel. I mean, all the way down to the end. I mean, it was good. You guys put on one hell of a show, man. Congratulations on that win. But now moving forward, now that the adrenaline's coming down, you got a race win a lot sooner than what you did last season. So mark that tally mark and that check mark off of that list right now. What is the plans going forward for the Double Deuce team?
I think last season was race 8. I got my wins.
Yeah, it was
a lot earlier this year, so I'm tickled to death about that. So hopefully I can get multiple wins this year. But just tickled to death, man. Like I said, this is a team sport here. These drafting tracks here. So without teamwork, you ain't gonna do nothing. So just appreciate all my guys helping me, all my teammates and everything. So yeah, just hoping I can get some more wins. Like I said, sky's the limit right there. I'm the only one who can win them all right now, so we'll take one race at a time.
That's what you can do, man. That's how you build success there, one race at a time. But congratulations. Any final shout-outs?
Absolutely. Just like I said, my teammates, DJ, Tyler, Bradley. Hate that DJ and Bradley got caught up in the accidents tonight. So congratulations to Tyler on a great second place finish. Ross, Tatum, great third place for him. Just all the guys all together. I know we had a couple cautions there late in the going, but all in all, a really good race and a good turnout for tonight's race. A good start to the season. Shout out to all the team owners, the admins, and our sponsors, Empower Ed Research Institute, for sponsoring the season. And I know Danny White, I think he's sponsoring this race and everything. It's about mental health. I can't remember the exact sponsor name, but shout out to him for sponsoring the race. And you guys for doing the broadcast. Really look forward to going back watching this one and all the races throughout the season.
Yes,
oh yeah,
sir.
and my mom and my brother and sister and all them that watches all the races. I can't go without shouting out them because they watch all our broadcasts. So got a good one for them tonight and a good finish tonight for them. So I actually heard a couple of people hollering in the other room in there. So just tickled to death.
Fantastic stuff, man. Congratulations again. Race number 1, win number 1. You get the hardware to go with it. And we'll see you next week at Kansas.
All right, sounds good.
Yes, sir. That was Donnie Honeycutt, a winner of race number 1 and the truck number 22. Dustin, that was a fantastic race, if I could say so myself. A lot of green flag up until the back half, and then, things started to build up. People needed to
Breaking
get
a little action in there with some
moving.
cautions and 3
Yeah.
wide. It was.
Sprinkling a flip over and all that good stuff. What's your take, man?
I tell you, it was a fantastic race. I mean, all the drivers out there, showed a lot of composure. Did a fantastic job. Finish was fantastic. The long green flag run was awesome. We got to see green flag pit stops and see stuff spread out. Super awesome to see that. They did an excellent job. Excellent race down to the start finish line. And Jeremy, the whole reason for this race, Danny White and Old Dogs Racing sponsoring this event, the support Men's Mental Health 188. And it's a very touching thing, Jeremy. You touch base on it in the Countdown to Green presented by Icon Apparel Company before the drop of the green flag, and it's true. A lot of guys, we're expected to be the stone. Sometimes it's taken for granted because we're the ones that try to solve all the problems. We're the ones that's there for everybody. That's very true, but we don't always have to be the stone. We need to sit here and make sure that we are in check as well. Our mental health is important because if our mental health is not stable and it's not where it needs to be, we're of no help or assistance to other people. And as a family man myself, and you are as well, Jeremy, you know how that is. You know, people rely on you. You know, it is the cornerstone. You know, moms, they have their roles and everything else. They're the nurturers and things like that. You know, dads are the ones that handle some of the other situations. They take a lot on. They take a lot of stress on, and it can weigh down. So I love that Danny White and Old Dogs Racing supported this fully. Me personally, 100% stand behind that as somebody who battles with depression as well. So it's something that hit home to me, and I'm glad that there's more organizations out there to show support. That you know, it's all right to sit here and talk about what's going on and make sure that you yourself are in check and healthy up there in the cranium. You know, with everything that's going on, because that's what's important, and it's not any less manly to sit here and get that help. It's very important. So, you know, mental health is a solid thing. I've lost individuals in my family for very similar reasons. So it's touching to me for that reason, and that's why I have the semicolon permanently tattooed on my body, as well as a permanent reminder of how important mental health is for not just men for this event, but for everybody.
Absolutely there, and yep. So thank you guys for tuning in. We had a crazy amount of viewers on Twitch, like 8 on a Tuesday. Usually our Thursday group.
Thank you all. Thank you. You
yeah.
guys are killing it and rocking it, and I freaking love it.
Yeah, the Thursday group does it, but tonight on Tuesday we had 8 viewers at one time, so fantastic stuff. And YouTube, I think, had about a 16, 17 average there, so appreciate y'all for joining in. 2 nights a week, Tuesday, Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central. So this Thursday, we're going to watch the Smoky Mountain Sim Racing Cup Series do their thing, and then that's it. We might have some streams come back up for in-car stuff.
Oh, we definitely are. I think as early as tomorrow, my guy. I think as early as tomorrow. You will see me in a different capacity than what you guys see. You'll see me actually in the rig, actually racing. Yes, racing around Daytona in the Mario Super Sluggers MLB All-Star Dale Jr. throwback from 01. So should be a fun one. So yeah, we're going to get back to game streaming, race streaming. We're looking to really start pushing some content out, Jeremy. We're looking to get the podcast and everything else kicked off. It's going to be good. It's going to be fun. And we want all you guys and gals to join and hang out with us nerds, because we love it.
Please do. Please do. So follow, like, subscribe to the pages and all that fun jazz to stay notified. And all right, we're going to close this thing out. Catch you live Thursday. Till then, stay safe. Get your nerd on. Dustin, what you got for him?
As always, not goodbye. It's just till next time. Stay nerdy out there.
The rubber moves roll with a fist clenched tight. Your TV lights up the endless night. Fight to fight, we live to speed. No TV feeds our endless need. Heartbeats pounding, engines cry. Let's broadcast under the virtual sky. Turn the wheel, feel the breakneck roll. Sim racers tearing through the thunder soul. Gear shifts crack like a lightning storm. Digital warriors breaking the norm. Turn the wheel, feel the breakneck roll. Sim racers tearing through the thunder soul. Gear shifts crack like a lightning storm. Digital warriors breaking the norm. Fight to fight, we live to speed. No TV feeds our endless need. Heartbeats pounding, engines cry. Let's broadcast under the virtual sky. world. Your TV lights up the endless night. Fight to fight, we live the speed. No TV feeds our endless need. Heartbeats pounding, engines cry. Best broadcast under the virtual sky. Turn the wheel, feel the breakneck roll. Sim racers tearing through the thunder soul. Gear shifts crack like a lightning storm. Digital warriors breaking the norm. Turn the wheel, feel the breakneck roll. Sim racers tearing through the thunder soul. Gear shifts crack like a lightning storm. Digital